Good morning, everybody. At this time, go ahead and take your seats. We're going to begin this ceremony. Okay, good morning. Let's see if we can get the firefighters in the back to stop talking. Hey, we're going to start. Firefighters, move up. Thank you. Okay. Good morning, everybody. We are happy to welcome you to the Salt Lake City Fire Department Training and Logistics campus. This is a really cool facility that we benefit from all the time, and we're happy to welcome you here and to see exactly what we have and to see what we do here. So thank you to all the family, friends, loyal supporters, firefighters that are joining us, and those that are watching online. This is a really big day, a day that we all look forward to, not only for the candidates that have gone through the captain's process, but for the job and for what we're able to then offer to the city. So welcome. A couple of housekeeping things. Right here in the offices, there are 2 restrooms as well as over there. And feel free to use those as you need to. We have exits here, also here, if in case we should need that. My name is Chris Milne. I'm Assistant Chief, Salt Lake City Fire Department. And we're, again, happy to have you here. This is, like I said, a really big day. I will now turn the time over to Fire Chief Carl Lieb, who will speak to us regarding this process.
Thanks, Chief Milne. I appreciate it. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Training and Logistics Center. I particularly want to welcome the families and friends of our soon-to-be promotees. I see some retired firefighters in the audience. I see former Deputy Chief Larry Littleford. Thanks for coming. Firefighters in the back. This is an indication of just how big a day this is when you have so many people here for a promotion ceremony like this. This has been a long time coming. In the past approximately 1 year, we completely revised our promotional process. We changed the components of that program. And quite honestly, it's been kind of new. And the candidates that have gone through this past spring have really learned a lot from it. And they'll tell you as much. They've essentially been preparing for this job their entire career. Not just in the last few months, not just in the last year, not just in the past, couple years where they've been kind of looking at policies and procedures. They've been doing this their entire career, and now they're ready. And we're looking for leaders on this job. We're not looking for supervisors, we're not looking for managers. We're looking for people who can inspire the firefighters, who motivate them, who lead from the front. They're role models, they're mentors. They need to be competent. They obviously need to have technical skills. They need to have administrative skills. Never has public safety been as scrutinized as we are today. It's important that we document what we're doing and specify the services that we're providing. They also need to be really great decision makers. We look at their judgment. We look at how they use their subordinates. Do they get the best out of them? Are they prepared? Can they show compassion? Can they show empathy when need be? Can they be tough? Can they hold the line? They're a diversified employee for the fire department, and you hear it dozens of times, but they're the backbone of our organization. The captains make it or break it for us. They are normally the only supervisor that is on scene at the point where we deliver our service. And when you encompass all that, that is an immense responsibility. And number one, they have to take care of our people. It's a dangerous job. They make decisions under some really hazardous conditions. But everyone needs to go home on this job, and we all know that doesn't always happen. I'd like to take just 10 seconds, a moment of silence for the firefighters that did their job in northern Idaho and didn't come home. Thank you. Okay, let's not wait any longer. Let's get these promotees up here. It's going to be a sequence of events. Bear with us. This is kind of going to be a little bit longer ceremony than normal, but we're going to ask the promotees to come up one at a time. They have selected someone to speak on their behalf. Then I will step forward. I will swear that individual in. He will shake hands with the administration and the executive team to my left, and then we'll go on to the next one. It'll be very interesting. Some of the things you hear will be very unique and specific to those firefighters, and I think you'll enjoy it. I know they will. So let's get started.
Okay, first up, Dave Henthorne. Speaking on his behalf is Captain Steve Crandall.
This is like super, I feel like we should be singing a duet. Like, okay, you ready? Go. I am honored to speak on behalf of my great friend, Dave Henthorne. Dave came to the Salt Lake City Fire Department in the fall of 2014 in class 36, I think, right? Class 36, where he distinguished himself as being competent, quick, and intelligent on the fire ground. Only 2 years later, he chose a new specialty, engineer, in the fall of 2016, where he also accelerated in that specialty. So much so that just in our last engineer school, Dave was the lead instructor, passing on his knowledge, skills, and abilities that he had gained to other new engineers. And that just speaks initially to Dave's character. 1 year later, in 2017, is when Dave came to Heavy Rescue School. And this is kind of important to me. There is where I really saw Dave's character, where I saw his competency, his capabilities. After that, he worked on our crew for 6-7 years, a long time. Dave is not only technically competent and a master of his craft, he is calm under duress and pressure. He has this half like baritone voice and chuckle that is super calming on scene. The other thing about Dave that I like is he was one step ahead of me all the time. I made a million mistakes. So like on almost every fire scene, I'd be like, oh, I forgot the tick. Hey, Dave, could you? And Dave'd be like, oh, here, boss, you forgot your tick. Yeah, thanks, Dave. And then some other rescue scene, hey, could you rig this? And he'd be like, oh, yeah, that's done, Cap. Every single time Dave was there to cover my back and help me. But beyond Dave's technical competency and his abilities, what I love most about Dave is his character. And this speaks to his family, how he was raised. Dave, I have never heard Dave say a bad thing about any other person. Never. That's kind of rare in our world. He is kind. He is all those things that Chief Leap said. He is empathetic, all of those. He personifies all of those great and deep character traits that speak to him as a person, not just as a firefighter or as a soon-to-be captain in a couple minutes when I get done. And to speak to his character, I just want to share one just little personal story. As captains, as Chief Leap said, as officers, we kind of try and take care of our crew. Many times, we speak with our crew members. We see something is going on in their life, or they're uncomfortable, or something is happening that it kind of kicks them out of their world. They don't perform well. You know, you'll talk to someone like, oh, I'm uncomfortable being on the rescue team, or I'm uncomfortable being a truckie, or this other thing happens and they get angry or frustrated, and they bring that to work, and we try and help them. Dave has those skills. But what's interesting is that rarely goes from the crews up to the captains. It rarely happens where a crew member will come to an officer and say, hey, Cap, I noticed you're a little bit off today. That is, unless you're Dave Henthorne. Dave cares about everyone. A couple years ago, I was having some kind of issues or whatever, and I'm mostly off duty, frankly, and I'm super private. But Dave could sense that. Dave was slow to judge, slow to condemn, quick to help, quick to be empathetic, quick to be kind, quick to be forgiving, and quick to show me a little bit of grace when I was making some mistakes. I will never forget that, Dave. And we didn't have any deep conversations. We didn't sit down around the campfire and sing songs or burn some incense together or anything. But he was there. And so, Chief, his kindness, his character, his capabilities, and his technical competency will make him an excellent captain in this fire department. And without hesitation, and with great honor, I recommend him to you to be promoted to a position of a captain. Dave Henthorne.
Get a picture, right? Yeah. You ready to do this? Do this. Okay, raise your right hand and repeat after me. Turn it on. You hear it? Okay. I state your name.
I, David Henthorne,
Do solemnly swear and affirm.
do solemnly swear and affirm
Faithfully and honestly.
to faithfully and honestly
Perform all of my duties.
perform all of my duties
As the Salt Lake City Fire Department captain.
as the Salt Lake City Fire Department captain
To the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability
To ensure the safety
to ensure the safety
and well-being
and well-being
of those I am entrusted to lead.
of those I'm entrusted to lead,
To uphold and follow
to uphold and follow
the high standards and values
the high standards and
of
values
the Salt Lake City Fire Department.
of the Salt Lake City Fire Department,
To protect the lives and property
and to protect the lives and property
of the public I am sworn to serve.
of the public I'm sworn to serve.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So, coming to these promotions throughout my career, I've always wondered what it would feel like to stand up here to be the person being promoted. And honestly, I'm proud. I'm proud to be here. I'm proud of my career and the work that I put in, and I'm excited. I'm excited to be a captain in the Salt Lake City Fire Department. I recognize that's a huge responsibility, and it's an honor for me. So, more than anything, though, I'm grateful. I'm grateful for all the people in my life who've supported me, both in the job and outside of it. My family shows me love and support in everything I do, and they're happy for me, but they're happy for me whatever happens. So it's unconditional love and support, and it means everything to me. My crew, 1A, see you guys back there somewhere. You're awesome. Anytime I've ever asked for anything, you've always gone above and beyond. You've made me a better firefighter, a better person, and your support means everything. A couple captains I want to name in particular: Captain Crandall, Captain Rushton, Captain Burton. You've all made huge impacts on my life, again, both personally and professionally, and made it easy for me. You showed me the path. All I had to do was follow that path. So being surrounded by people who make your life that easy, it's incredible. And then finally, last people I want to thank my study partners through the process: Brian Davidson, Nick Hafen, Matt Wilson. You made the process fun. You made it so much more valuable, and thank you. So that's what I have for you. I'm just grateful to be here. I'm excited for the future. Thank you, Chief Leap.
Let's say hi to these guys.
Okay, next up is Brian Davidson. Speaking on his behalf is Captain Will McIntosh.
How loud is this? All right, I gotta know because some of you in the back said you can't hear me. Everybody hear me okay? All right. Well, here we are, Brian. As you know, I don't like writing speeches down. I don't like feeling like I'm reading from a script. Partly, well, mainly because I like the danger element, because I never know what I'm gonna say. I surprise myself sometimes even. I've already got it. So I got two goals. One is to tell everybody how awesome I think you are. That'll be easy. You give me plenty of things to talk about there. I could expound on that for hours. Second goal, not to get the exasperated look from Chief Fox that Captain Bueller and I used to get when he was our captain. That was usually followed by the phrase, I believe it was, dudes, public. So, goal number one, high probability of success. Goal number two, low to moderate. So, to start off, thank you. You two raised an amazing individual. I can't put it into words beyond just that, so thank you for that. When Brian first came to 5A, I don't remember meeting him before. I guess I'd seen him. I must have seen him because I actually congratulated Greg Spratley for getting the bid, and he told me, I'm not Brian. Oh. Okay. But when Brian showed up to the crew, he was that quintessential new guy on the crew. He did everything. Kept his head down, didn't open his mouth, said nothing. Almost to a fault, frankly. Jason and I, in an attempt to make him feel loved and welcomed into the crew, would often banter with him. We call it banter. I don't know what you'd actually call it, because banter is usually two ways. This was pretty much one way. Does that sound right? That's fair, okay. So after about a month, I remember we told him, hey, look, dude, you're doing awesome. We love you, the crew loves you. Open up, be yourself. Another month went by, still the same Brian. We'd banter, he'd be like, yep, that's what I did, yep. So about month two, Jason and I get together, we have a talk, we're like, I don't know, dude, what is it? Is it, I don't know, maybe it's some sort of like only child quirks? You know, maybe he's kind of soft, I don't know. Maybe he's just of below average intelligence. So those were the two thoughts we had. Went back and we told him, look, dude, you're making us feel bad. You gotta be yourself. It took probably another 2 or 3 weeks. And then one day I just remember, about a week went by. I remember Jason and I reconvening again. And we were like, yeah, you know what? One, this dude is wicked funny. Understated funny. His socks will tell you that. Just look at his socks. There's a lot of understated humor. Two, he is by no means below average intelligence. This guy's as smart as anybody we've ever met. Three, he does have some weird only child quirks, but you take what you can get. I'd say after that time, Brian cemented himself pretty quick as one of those go-to guys. When Brian had, I don't know, probably only 3 or 4 years on the team, it quickly turned into a situation where senior guys like Jason and myself, who I think we try to be good at the job, try to be good at the specialty, the heavy rescue specialty, and we would find ourselves saying, well, I don't know, let's call Brian. Brian will know. And that continued on until I promoted. Same with Jason. We'll talk, hey, how are we supposed to set this up? I don't know. Let's call Brian. Brian will know. That was just Brian. Brian's that guy that's gonna bring you, everybody around him, the crew, the platoon, the department, he's gonna cause them to level up. You can't help but level up when Brian's around. And not because it's an in-your-face aggro situation, it's just because of the example he sets. Off-duty learning on his own, out of his own pocket, right? Always in the books. If you don't know where Brian's at, go down to the bay. He's probably building some kind of system. Okay? When I started helping Brian, when Brian came and said, hey, yeah, can I pick your brain for a little bit for this captain's process? I said, yeah, sure, why not? At some point, excuse me, he brought some beverages over to the house. I've done the math on it now. If you calculate the man hours, I probably paid about $5,000 a beverage for it. But the beauty, again, working with Brian, it gave me the opportunity to, in discussions with Brian, to confirm the things that I was doing right as a captain, which I really liked. Who doesn't, right? But then the more valuable side of that, and the part I didn't like as much, was the far larger number of things that I could do better, that I was doing wrong, that I keyed into because of Brian's insights, Brian's input, discussions with Brian. I can feel I'm getting a little emotional, which is weird because I'm not normally an emotional guy. But here we go. So we're going to end this now. If there's one thing I've learned as I've gotten older is that it's okay to express emotions beyond aggression and sarcasm. So I just want to tell you now, Brian, I'm proud of you. I'm excited to see the changes you create in the department, in your own little world with your crew, and then the platoon, and then the department. And I love you, man. Congratulations.
Hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Brian Davidson,
Do solemnly swear and affirm
do solemnly swear and affirm
faithfully and honestly
to faithfully and honestly
perform all of my duties
perform all of my duties
as Salt Lake City Fire Department Captain
as Salt Lake City Fire Department Captain
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability
to ensure the safety
to ensure the safety
and well-being
and well-being
of those I am entrusted to lead,
of those I am entrusted to lead,
uphold and follow
uphold and follow
the high standards and values
high standards and values
of Salt Lake City Fire
of
Department,
Salt Lake City Fire Department,
to protect the lives and property
and to protect the lives and property
of the public I am sworn to serve.
of the public I am sworn to serve.
Congratulations.
Okay, we'll set this down for a second. Unlike Captain McIntosh, I am going to follow script. Time. A mentor of mine once told me the greatest gift one can give to another is their time. I stand here today largely due to the time invested into me by others. Another mentor of mine recently reminded me of how we struggle to show gratitude in the fire service. So I'd like to take this opportunity to do just that, thank the people that have helped me along this journey. First, I'd like to thank my girlfriend, Sarah. Her constant support, taking care of everything around the house throughout my entire career, and then especially leading up to this, which allowed me to focus on the preparation for this process to be here today. I want to thank my parents who encouraged me to seek out a career that didn't feel like a job. I want to thank all the crews that I've ever worked with over the years, and especially 1C, who was instrumental in the preparation over the last several years, working with them, and especially in the last 6 months, leaning on them heavily as I prepared for this. I've been fortunate to be surrounded by so many great people throughout this career. Captain McIntosh, oh, Captain McIntosh. He's given so much of his time to work with me at home, at work, at home on his days off. Sometimes I think he hid in the bathroom, hoping I wouldn't ask for one more scenario that evening. But I still found him. Nonetheless, he spent countless hours with me, helping me, and I'll be forever grateful for that. Captain Crandall. For the 6 years I've worked on his crew, I don't remember if Captain Crandall remembers this, but I once traded him an assault bike with the promise that he would let me work on his crew one day. It was well worth the trade. So from this, I learned everybody should have an assault bike, a spare assault bike waiting, just in case that opportunity arises to work with Captain Crandall. He devoted time to me while I was on his crew, and then has been instrumental in the lead up to this testing process. I can't thank him enough for the lessons learned on and off the job. Both Captain McIntosh and Captain Crandall devoted time to me to become a captain with this department, but beyond that, they have strove to improve me as an individual as well. I can't thank them enough. Captain Bukta and the others at the PSB for finding time in their busy schedule every week over the last 6 months to run my study group through scenarios. To my study group specifically, Matt Wilson, Dave Henthorne, Nick Hafen, the countless hours that we spent together speculating about the possibilities, potentials, and things that we might see in this process. I thank them for that. The battalion chiefs, division chiefs, assistant chiefs, chief lead for taking the time to talk to me about this position and prepare for this test and their expectations of a captain within this department. I know this is only the beginning. I'll continue to be a student in this position and learn throughout my career, fine-tune the craft of this position. I'm excited to pay it forward and invest my time into the other individuals within this department. Thank you.
Well said.
Our next promotion will be Justus Seeley. Speaking on his behalf is Captain Adam Archuleta.
I guess he doesn't want to come up.
Oh, I apologize, Jeff Kaufman, sorry. Getting ahead of myself.
Yeah, my name is Jeff Kaufman, not Adam Archuleta. Adam's way better looking than me, so. And I'm not as polished as Captain Crandall. I have a script, because there's a few things that I want to say that I will forget. So, congrats, Justus. So, first and foremost, I want to recognize Lisa, because the family members put as much time and work into a promotion as the firefighters do, and we know that. So, Lisa, thank you. Justus, this is not his first time taking this process. And I'm okay saying that because he has improved immensely and he's shown great maturity and growth within this job. And I have full confidence that you are ready for this position. So, Justus has been a paramedic for 15 years. In that time, I have personally seen him show compassion and excellent bedside manner. I've seen him show a commitment to both the mission as well as the people beside him. Becoming a captain is not just about the badge and the red helmet. It's about responsibility to guide others, to lead with integrity, and to carry forward the values that make this department strong. And I hope that you get 3 Justus Seeleys on your crew. And anybody who knows him, there's a lot of you that don't know him. You see this polished, professional captain. There's a dark underside to this man. I'm very intimate with. I know everything about it, and I hope he gets 3 Justus Seeleys. All right. So Justus bid Station 3 in 2019, and let me just tell one quick story. Before he bid, we were on a fire over on Snow Queen, different crews. It was hot. It was mid-July, maybe early August. Very hot. Chief Stedman showed up, and Justus says, "Hey, watch this." He goes over to Chief Stedman's car, and he cranks the heat on, closes the doors. Take it up with him, Chief. All right, so in the time that Justus and I have been together, we have developed a unique way of communicating with one another. Justus Porsche bid into our station, and for about the first 6 months, he finally said to us, he goes, I don't even know what you guys are saying half the time. You two remind me of the two old men in the Muppets. You have your own language, and I'm lost all the time. So, and we have a very unique way of greeting each other every morning, and I'm gonna miss that special greeting. So, I'm gonna keep it short. Congratulations, I'm proud of you. I know you're gonna do great things, and you're gonna keep the department happy and proud of you as well. So, thank you, congratulations.
Let's do it. Yeah, before anything goes sour.
Okay, raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Justus Seeley,
Do solemnly swear and affirm,
do solemnly swear and affirm,
faithfully and honestly,
faithfully and honestly,
perform all of my duties
perform all of my duties
as the Salt Lake City Fire Department captain
Salt Lake City Fire Department
to
captain
the best of my abilities,
to the best of my abilities,
to ensure the safety
and
well-being
well-being
of those I am entrusted to lead,
of those I am trusted to lead,
to uphold and follow
uphold and
the
follow
high standards and values
the high standards and values
of the Salt Lake City Fire
of
Department,
the Salt Lake City Fire Department,
protect the lives and property
protect lives and property
of the public I am sworn to serve.
of the public I am sworn to serve.
Captain Seeley.
That's not the story I thought Jeff was gonna tell, so you're lucky. Sorry, Chief. Love you. I'm very grateful for this opportunity to be a captain for the fire department. I feel very lucky to have spent the last 5 years trying to get this helmet and this badge, and I wasn't ready. And I know that I am ready now, and I know that I will do a great job. And I know that the only reason I am ready is because of the support that I've had from my wonderful family, my beautiful wife, my fantastic children, my wonderful friends that I have, and all the support from the fire department themselves. I know that I will do a good job at this, and I will be a great captain. Maybe not as cool as Will, probably cooler, but I do, because there's a story behind that too, is Will, he's always been in my shadow, being a firefighter. So he thought. But I love Will. I aspire to be like all of the captains within this city, with all of the chiefs. I've had a lot of love and support from many of the different chiefs. And the chief, he's put up with me for a long time. And hopefully it'll be a lot longer and he won't have to talk to me again about anything. But I do love, maybe. I do love my family, and I do appreciate the support that they've given me. And I do aspire to be the best captain that I can be, and I know that I will be. And thank you for this opportunity.
Our next promotion will be Derek Mickelson, and now, on his behalf, we'll have Captain Adam Archuleta speak.
Okay, Derek, it's an honor and a privilege to get up here and speak on your behalf. Everybody who's in this room knows, to some extent at least, how hard it is to put yourself through the process and expose your weaknesses and things like that, but improve yourself as a human being, and there's so much time, effort, and energy that goes into this. So, that being said, at some point, the list is created, and as a fire department, in the soap opera, it's fire department, everybody wants to know who came out number one. And then the name of that person carries on for the rest of the list. I know you're not number one, but I promise I'm going somewhere with this, okay? So David Henthorne, congratulations wherever you ended up. Congratulations, it's your list. Just like it's been previous lists in the past with Bukta and Schreiner and Kelly Carter and Rob Stafford and just Curtis Schaefer, fill in the blank, everybody's got a list. On the other side of that coin, though, there is another number one. And it happens on most lists. People test, they work, they give it their all, they end up on the list, and there's not always enough spots for everybody to be promoted in the 2 years that that list is usually good for. So somebody dies number one on the list. This last process, if you don't mind me exposing you just a little bit here, this last process was a little unusual. Had a list of candidates, there were still openings for promotions, but the list ended up dying for a set of circumstances. The person that died number one on that list was Mickelson. I'm completely biased. Obviously, he was totally capable of being it, being able to be a captain, but I think there's some things that needed to happen, which you actually demonstrated that I'm about to get to here in a minute. But if you can imagine putting in all your best effort and energy and things to get on this captain's list, and then when the list dies, you're left holding the torch as the number one, and there's got to be some feeling of like inadequacy. There's got to be feelings of, maybe questioning, like, man, what can I do better? What did I do wrong? Those types of things. The point is, it's very easy to settle into it, somewhat of a negative mindset, and maybe beat yourself up for that. This is where I witnessed for the first time in a long time an adult, because we teach the kids to do this all the time, right, with sports, have a positive mental attitude, you can do it, blah, blah, blah. But as adults, we keep getting beat down and beat down. It's so hard to have a positive attitude sometimes when there's so much negativity you're able to dwell on. You never did that. You never once. I'm sure there was moments of hurt and heartache for you. There was discussion amongst the fire departments. Oh man, who died number one? Why was it that person? And we have these discussions, but never, ever, ever, at least from the outside, did it ever appear to creep into your mentality. Of all the strengths you have, and there are so many, your ability to be positive and then to use that platform to stand on, to improve yourself, to amplify your strengths in your studies, recognize what your weaknesses are, and then expose those yourself and then improve on them, that's what's going to make you an incredible captain. And as a friend and on behalf of our crew and the fire department, it is an absolute honor to welcome you to the rank of officer and to be working right alongside of you. We love you, Mickelson. We're so proud of you and who you are. And one last thing I want to do is just talk to your family. Those of you who know Derek better than any of the rest of us, everything that you've done throughout your life has had some positive impact on him. I just want to say on behalf of the Salt Lake City Fire Department that we are proud and lucky to have him on our fire department. So as children, as parents, thank you for the work and effort and love you've given to Derek, because he's given it back to us and the people that we serve tenfold. So it's an honor. Love you and thank you, brother. Thank you.
Raise your right hand, repeat after me. I state your name. I, Derek Mickelson, do solemnly swear and affirm, faithfully and honestly, perform all of my duties, as the Salt Lake City Fire Department captain, Salt Lake City Fire Department stand-up. That's my ensure the safety and well-being of those I am entrusted to lead and and those I entrusted to me to uphold and follow the high standards and values, of Salt Lake City Fire Department, to protect the lives and property, of the public, I just want to serve. Congratulations. Thank you. Give me the microphone. All right. Well, for those of you who know me, know that I'm a man of little words. And for those of you who don't know me, spoiler alert, I'm going to keep this brief. My journey, like Captain Archuleta kind of said, has been kind of a long one. It's had ups and downs. It's had shortfalls and successes. But one thing that's remained consistent throughout this whole process was the support that I had from those who love and care about me. First of all is my family. They're here supporting me today still, but my kids were my motivation and my inspiration through the hard times and through the successes, and they've made this fun and enjoyable, and it's been fun to bring them along with this process. Also, my crew, it's pretty well known that 10C is the best crew in this department. It's gonna be hard to leave them, but they've been amazing. They've always been my biggest fans and have helped me through this process, and it's gonna be hard to move on, but I know they're in good hands. And last is my mentor. Adam Archuleta is an amazing person. He's showed me the example of what a captain should be, what a person should be, and what a mentor should be, and he's changed my life, and I owe a lot to him, and I made a great friend. This journey of becoming a captain is kind of at an end, but there's a new journey ahead of me, and I'm excited for it. I'm excited for the challenges, the successes, and the downfalls that I may experience. I'm proud to be a firefighter, and I love working for this department, and so I thank you for this opportunity. Thank you. There you go, buddy.
Our next promotion will be Nick Hafen. Speaking on his behalf is, once again, I apologize, Captain Will McIntosh.
Well, Nick, same goals. Goal number 2 kind of feels like double jeopardy right now, I'm not gonna lie. But for Nick, I want to take us back in time just a little bit. We're going to go December 13. We're going to go the mid-'80s just for security reasons. Local hospital here in the valley. It's 1:21 a.m. Mom and Dad Hafen welcome young Nicholas into the world. I'm going to assume he didn't have that big shock of unruly hair that he does now back then, but as time often, as happens when you have kids, time passes quickly. A few months go by, Nick starts crawling, he starts walking, and anybody that has kids know you have to house-proof the house at that point, right? It's just a necessary thing. That was pretty much impossible with Nick. Nick has an unrelenting curiosity, an unrelenting desire to chase and catch every squirrel that he sees. So, I don't know if that story's true or not. Maybe you can clue me in later, other than the actual numbers. But that's how I want to picture it, because that's the Nick I know. My guess is when he got into trouble, got into things, you couldn't really say a whole lot because he just looked up with that little twinkle in his eyes and the big smile. Does that sound right, Mom? Yeah, she's nodding, okay. So that's Nick. every time, I had the pleasure of working with Nick as the backseater on the truck. And then he was my engineer for the last couple of years before he abandoned us. And without fail, some of the hairier calls I've been on were with Nick just before he left to go to engineer school. Things went south. And throughout all of those incidents, the smoke explosion, all those things, Nick always kept a smile on his face. Okay? If you didn't know where Nick was at when you were at the station, go look in the bay. Well, he wasn't out building systems like other freaks. He was out cleaning something or trying to fix something. Probably the only disagreement that Nick and I ever had was when he was trying to clean some hydraulic oil up off the apron behind ones. We'd been out there for a couple hours scrubbing away, and everybody else had left. And now it's just myself and Nick. And at some point I looked at Nick and I said, dude, this looks, it's fine. And I was getting kind of frustrated, I'm not gonna lie. It's like 7 o'clock at night. And I said, dude, it's good, let's walk away. He looked at me and he says, boss, if I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it right. How can you argue that as a boss? You can't. So I just said, all right, sounds good. We'll see you when you're done, and I left. But as a captain, I had a vision I wanted to create of a crew that was known for building bridges, creating relationships with the people we work with, whether that was the PD officers on the streets, dispatch, the water department, Enbridge, Dominion, whatever we call them now. Everybody we work with, we wanted to build that dynamic relationship with. And Nick, God bless his heart, grabbed onto that like a pit bull, and it does my heart good when I hear stories of him going out and talking up these different organizations, these different departments that we work with. And I see him kind of spreading that belief of bridge building. Probably the last thing I want to talk about with Nick, and this is, to me, this is what makes Nick at his core. About 12 years ago, I'm heading home from the college. I get a phone call from Nick. Hey, can we talk? 10 o'clock at night, bro. What's that important? Well, I just need to talk. I really need to talk. Now, keep in mind, these are what my family called the dark years. I wasn't in a super awesome place mentally at that time or emotionally. And Nick, so I show up, we meet in a parking lot, and I didn't make this conversation very easy on Nick. Anybody that knows me knows that once you get deep inside, I'm a pretty warm, fuzzy guy, but on the exterior, I can be kind of bristly. So I did not make this conversation easy on Nick. Not at all. And I won't get into the details of the conversation. But it was a conversation, and mind you, this is before Nick came on my crew. We'd had a few interactions. We had some shared common things, both being Marines, both being possessing stunning good looks. Take that, 10C. So we got along well, but it wasn't like we were tight, close friends. So again, not to get into details, but Nick sat down and approached me with a hard conversation because he recognized somebody that was struggling, barely keeping their head afloat, and having a difficult time of things. Now, I will confess to that day, and probably sometime after, I didn't know how to handle that. It sounds facetious. I'm not super awesome at feelings. They're awkward for me. Addie, you can attest to that. They're awkward for me. But what I do remember is the impact that a young man made on me because he gave a darn. That made a big impact. And I've remembered that ever since then. It was kind of the turning around point for me to start to realize, it's okay to talk about things. It's okay to admit you're struggling. It's okay to admit that things aren't awesome, whatever. And that all came about because one young man was willing to have a hard conversation with probably kind of a bristly, ornery bugger, okay? I don't know if I've ever said this to you, Nick, but thank you. Thank you. That was a life-changing moment for me. I know you're gonna do awesome. You're gonna take the same attitude that you've had. The only issue I've ever had with working with you is that it's never been long enough. Congratulations. I love you just as much as I do the other one, and I'm just as proud of you.
Well done. Ready to do this?
I am.
Okay, raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Nicholas Hafen,
Do solemnly swear and affirm
solemnly swear and affirm
faithfully and honestly
faithfully and honestly
perform all of my duties
perform all of my duties
Salt Lake City Fire Department Captain
as Salt Lake City Fire Department Captain
to ensure the safety and well-being
for the safety and well-being
of those I am entrusted to lead,
of those I'm entrusted to lead,
uphold and follow
to uphold and follow
the high standards
the high standards
of the Salt Lake City Fire Department
of Salt Lake City Fire Department,
and to protect the lives and property
protect the lives and property
of the public I am sworn to serve.
of the public and sworn to serve.
Congratulations.
All right. I'm a loud talker, so hopefully that'll go through the mic. Man, during the last year, I've practiced many scenarios in front of like 4 or 5 people. Been doing interviews and scenarios, and it's been 4 or 5, not a room full of people. So we'll see how this translates to public speaking, a short public speech. I'd like to talk about 3 things today: that's support, excitement, and legacy. So the first thing, support. I'd like to, I got a tissue if I need it. We'll see if we can hold it off. I'd like to thank my wife and daughters for the support they gave me. As those who went through the process or helped people go through the process, the closer you get, the more you get involved in the process and the less you do at home. And I just want to publicly recognize my wife that I noticed the effort where I was not spending as much time at home, that she picked that up and kept our family functioning. So thanks to that. Next, I'd like to talk about specifically Matt, Brian, and Dave. They were instrumental to how I'm standing in front of you today holding my red helmet. I talk a lot, have a lot of ideas, and through this, they were good friends, and we had many conversations and many presentations and practices. And so, specifically for you 3, the 4 of us, that's why I'm here today. And then the department members. I've had so much help. It's been discussed today. And it stemmed from the chiefs, including Chief Lieb, all the way down to our firefighters and crew members, that I didn't do this alone. I had many individuals that gave a lot of time and effort in order to help me better myself and prepare for the position of captain and go through this process. So thank you. And next I'll talk about excitement. I'm excited. I smile a lot. Ivanka, she used to be at the meat counter at the Smiths, and when she'd see me, my name was Smiley. That was how she referred to me. So I will take this smile and I will carry it forward, that I can see in many situations, I find the positive aspect of it. And that's something that I will take to the crews, and not just the crews that are under me, but those around me, that I will take my enthusiasm and my excitement for this position as captain and pay that forward. And let's see, this is where I struggle with my interviews: support, encouragement, legacy. I'd like to talk about the legacy. So on my right shoulder, I have a patch. And that patch is on our apparatus. It's on the name is on that fire truck. And I have great pride in this organization. I started at Unified Fire, my career. I started with the largest department in the state. And after a couple years there, I came to Salt Lake City and restarted and came to the largest city in the state. And I have great pride and honor in wearing the patch and badge that I do. And this legacy is something that has been going from the 1850s with the volunteers, and then in 1883, when we became a full-time professional fire department. And we constantly need to earn and maintain the trust of the public. And so, Chief and Chiefs, that's what I will do, is continue this legacy, because it was built long before me, over 140 years ago. And this is something that I need to carry forward so that this legacy continues for hundreds of years to come. So there's my 3 things I talked about: support, encouragement, and excitement, and legacy. So thank you. Where are you going?
Our next promotion will be Justin LaMarr. Speaking on his behalf is Battalion Chief Jared Schreiner.
All right, Justin. First of all, what a great environment to hold this promotion ceremony. Chief Stedman, you and your staff, you knocked it out of the park. It looks great. The last one. Henthorne's over here saying if you're not first, you're last. You're over here saying last the best of all the game, right? But no, seriously, all candidates, congratulations. You all did a great job. It's very well deserved. Justin and I have known each other for a lot of years now. I first met Justin about 18 years ago. He was working full-time for South Davis Metro Fire, and I was moonlighting on my days off part-time there, and I believe it was Station 83 in Centerville. We were assigned to work together that day. And it didn't take long in that day for me to ask the question, why isn't Justin a Salt Lake City firefighter? Well, it didn't take long to learn that that was his ambition and that was his plan. And a few short years later, Justin became a Salt Lake City firefighter. And now here we are, recognizing him for his career advancement and his promotion to captain. Justin and I have been friends for a long time, and we had an incredible opportunity to work together at Station 2 for a number of years. And it was there where I was able to be reaffirmed in a lot of Justin's great qualities and attributes. Justin has an incredible sense of community. He takes customer service pretty seriously, which has really impressed me over the time that we've known each other. If I had more time, I'd tell you some specific instances and examples of where he really went way above and beyond in taking care of not just patients, but members of the community. He has a great sense of service, and he's got this silver tongue, this incredible ability to communicate with people. That's a strength for you, Justin. We'd be in the grocery stores, getting groceries for the shift, and he's making friends with everyone in there, talking to random strangers. Everyone at the front end of the store knew exactly who he was. If we were doing a PR event or station tour, he never shied away from getting involved. Justin has exceptional bedside manner and very incredible patient care skills. He always put the patient at the very top, regardless of the acuity of the call, whether it was emergent or non-emergent. Justin was always putting customer service at the forefront. Justin holds a very high degree of excellence, almost to a fault. If you know Justin, you know that he has a very high expectation for competency and professionalism. And if you don't meet that expectation, he's not shy about letting you know. And those of you that know Justin know that as a result of this, he's developed some very good conflict resolution skills. Skills that you'll use hopefully not too often, but frequently enough in this new position. And I know you'll excel with that. Justin always likes to have fun at the station, and he's really good at coming up with little acronyms and credos. And at Station 2, he came up with an acronym, SIOOO. Stands for Success is Our Only Option. And he wasn't afraid to let you know. Like if you weren't up for a training, if you weren't up for a workout, if you were complaining or inconvenienced about going on a call, you'd hear SIOOO, bro. Success is our only option. And he lived by that. And we had a lot of fun with that, but that just shows his degree of excellence.
and his high level of expectations for professionalism and competency. As a result of his personality and his ability to communicate well with others, he's really good at building relationships. He's a big fan of Jocko, and Jocko teaches that the most important role of a leader is to build relationships. Justin, you do a really good job of that. But what I've been impressed with more recently is your ability to repair relationships. Building and repairing relationships are what establish, gain, and earn trust and respect. That leads to influence. Justin, I know that you have those qualities. You're going to follow and align yourself with these great values, and you're going to be very successful and very influential as a captain. Proud of you. Congratulations, Captain LaMarr.
Ready to do this? Okay, right over there. Right hand. Repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Justus LaMarr,
Do solemnly swear and affirm
do solemnly swear and affirm
faithfully and honestly
to faithfully and honestly
perform all of my duties
perform all of my duties
as a Salt Lake City Fire Department captain
as a Salt Lake City Fire Department captain
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability,
To ensure the safety
to ensure the safety
and well-being
and well-being
of those I am entrusted to lead,
of those I am entrusted to
to uphold and follow
uphold and follow
the high standards and values
the high standards and values
of the Salt Lake City Fire Department,
of the Salt Lake City Fire
and
Department
to protect the lives and property
and to protect the lives and property
of the public.
of the public.
I am sworn to serve.
I am sworn to serve.
Congratulations.
Well, I'm grateful to be standing here today. And outside of my family, being a Salt Lake City firefighter and having this job has been one of my most prized possessions. As Chief Schreiner said, I didn't start out my career like Nick Hafen also with the Salt Lake City Fire Department. It took a little work for me to get here, but I'm proud to be here. And it wouldn't be right for me to not acknowledge all the people who went before us to make this department what it is now and the people that are here continuing to make this department great. I'm grateful to be part of that. And I'm also reminded today as I'm sitting here or standing here about one of the greatest things about this job are the relationships that you form. So thank you to everybody who helped me in my career, to my friends. It's great to see so many people here today. And I'm grateful to continue to have this opportunity to be able to continue to be part of this and to do what I can to help this organization be great. Thanks.
What a great day. Let's have one big round of applause for all of our new captains. Congratulations, captains. We're excited for you in this new role. We trust in you in this new role, and we look forward to seeing all the great things that you'll do. This concludes our ceremony. We want to thank you all for being here and invite you to enjoy the campus take pictures, enjoy your time together, and by all means, come up and talk to us, and let's have a great time. Thank you.